Hello my dear students. Today we discuss about Unit 1 Structure and Bonding Models, Topic 4 Molecular Orbital Theory. Unit 1 Structure and Bonding Models, Topic 4 Molecular Orbital Theory. Molecular Orbital Theory. See, in this molecular orbital theory, what is molecular orbital theory? Probably the second most applicable theory for bonding and structure of molecules. For bonding and structure of molecule. This is the second probable theory which explains bonding and structure of molecules. Put forward by Hund and Mulliken. For starting scientists Hund and Mulliken. These two are the scientists, Hund scientist and Mulliken scientist. Hund and Mulliken proposed molecular orbital theory. Later modified by Jones and Coulson. Later modified scientist Jones and Coulson. So why MOT? Why we will see that MOT. Okay, why MOT? That means through there was valency band theory to explain bonding and structure of molecules. Through there was valency band theory to explain bonding and structure of molecule. Still, it was unable to explain some features. Hence, because of the drawbacks of valency band theory, another theory was given known as molecular orbital theory. Generally, valency band theory also explains structure and bonding models, but we consider molecular orbital theory. Why? Because in valency band theory there is a drawbacks. To overcome these drawbacks, we develop molecular orbital theory. So, see what are the drawbacks of valency band theory. Drawbacks of valency band theory. The first drawback, it is fails to explain paramagnetic nature of oxygen. Valency band theory could not explain the paramagnetic nature of oxygen. Next one, resonance plays a major role in valency band theory but no role in MOT. Resonance is important term in valency band theory but no importance in molecular orbital theory. Valency band theory did not give any weightage to ionic structure. Okay, it did not give any weightage to ionic structure, but MOT did. Okay, next drawback, it did not say about anti-bonding orbitals, thus failed to say about spectral lines. It did not say about anti-bonding orbitals, thus failed to say about spectral lines. Now see, in our assumption, the two nucleus are positioned at equilibrium distance, the electron are added and they will go into molecular orbital. See the postulates. Postulates means important points present in molecular orbital theory. Okay, postulates first point. Atoms combine to form molecule. Atoms combine to form molecules. Okay, atom, what is atom? Atom means smallest tiny particle. Smallest tiny particle which are present in matter take part in reaction, that is atom. So in this first point, atoms combine to form molecule. Two or more atoms combine together to form a molecule. The second point, atoms gives atomic orbitals. Atoms gives atomic orbital. Whatever the atoms gives atomic orbitals and molecules gives molecular orbital. Molecules gives molecular orbital. Okay, next the third point, the number of atomic orbitals, is equal to number of molecular orbitals. The number of atomic orbitals is equals to number of molecular orbitals. Okay, now see the fourth postulate. That fourth postulate is bond order. Bond order is defined as one half the difference between the number of electrons present in the bonding and the anti-bonding orbitals. Bond order is nothing but one half the difference between the number of electrons present in the bonding and the anti-bonding orbital. Bonding and anti-bonding the orbital. So, bond order formula, bond order BO equals to half into NB minus NA. Bond order BO equals to half into NB minus NA. So, based upon that, where NB is number of bonding electrons, Na is number of anti-bonding electrons. Okay, so the rules discussed above regarding the stability of the molecule in terms of bond order as follows. A positive bond order means stable molecule. A negative bond order means that is unstable molecule. Negative bond order or zero bond order, that is unstable molecule. In case of positive, the bond order value is positive, that is stable molecule. That bond order value is in negative or zero, that is unstable molecule. This is the fourth postulate of molecular orbital theory. Now see the fifth postulate, magnetic nature. So, in this magnetic nature, if all the molecular orbitals in a molecule are doubly occupied, if the molecular orbitals are doubly occupied, the substance is diamagnetic nature. That substance is diamagnetic nature. Okay, however, if one or more molecular orbitals are singly occupied, there is a lone pair of electrons present in molecular orbital, that is paramagnetic nature. It's completely filled orbitals there, that is diamagnetic nature. There is a lone pair of electrons present in molecular orbital, that is the paramagnetic nature. This is the fifth point. Okay, next sixth point. Sixth point is linear combination of atomic orbitals. Okay, what is the conditions for linear combination of atomic orbitals? In this one, linear combination of atomic orbitals, which follows three rules there. Okay, the first rule, atomic orbitals must be roughly of the same energy. The atomic orbitals have same energy. The atomic orbitals with differing energies are the wrong spatial orientation, do not combine, and are called non-bonding orbitals. Okay, generally in linear combination of atomic orbitals, the first obey rule is the atomic orbitals have same energy. The second assumption in LCAO principle, the orbitals must overlap one another as such as possible, that is atoms must be close enough for effective overlapping. Okay, the orbitals must be close enough for effective overlapping. Okay, that is the second rule. Next, in order to produce bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbital, either the symmetry of two atomic orbitals must be same. Symmetry also same. Okay, that symmetry is indifferent. There is no formation of molecular orbital. These are the three rules in linear combination of atomic orbital. So, we take A and B, two orbitals there, two atomic orbitals. These two atomic orbital combination is in psi AB equals to n into psi A plus psi B. Psi square AB equals to psi A square plus psi B square plus 2 psi A psi B. Okay, this is the linear combination of atomic orbitals principle. Now see, there are two phases involved in wave function, that is constructive interface, destructive interface. In phase manner, out phase manner. In constructive interface, we observe these two, okay, we get a signal. But in destructive phase, one is out phase, one is in phase. Okay, there is a no resultant wave. No resultant wave. Opposite waves are cancelled. We get 0. That is no resultant wave. But here two are the same one, same phases. We get the node. Okay, so these are the two diagrams which explains that constructive phase and destructive phase. Increased electron density between the two nucleus, lower energy than the two separate atomic orbitals. Okay, in constructive interface, increased electron density between the two nucleus, lower energy than the two separate atomic orbitals. Okay, in case of destructive interface, node between the two nuclei, decreased electron density, greater energy than the two separate orbitals. Here requires greater energy. In constructive interface, lower energy. Right? That is the differences between constructive interface and destructive interface. Let's see pictorial representation of atomic orbitals to form molecular orbitals. First observe combination of s orbital in constructive interface. We get there is a resultant wave. In case of destructive interface, there is no resultant wave. Next one, combination of p orbital. Here p orbitals also similar waves. There is a constructive interface and destructive interface. Constructive interface, there is a resultant wave possible. Destructive interface, there is no resultant possible. Okay, next, energy level diagram of molecular orbitals. The general sequence of energy level is determined experimentally from spectroscopic data. The general sequence of energy levels is determined experimentally from spectroscopic data. In this energy level diagram, we follow 1-2-1 rule up to nitrogen. After nitrogen, we follow 2-1-2-1 rule. So what is our energy order? Sigma 1s is less than or equals to sigma star 1s is less than or equals to sigma 2s less than or equals to sigma star 2s less than or equals to sigma 2pz less than or equals to pi 2px equals to pi 2py less than or equals to pi star 2px equals to pi star 2py less than or equals to sigma star 2pz. This is the energy level order from transition. So sigma 2p, sigma 2pz, pi 2px, pi 2py, pi star 2px, pi star 2py, sigma star 2pz. This is the energy level order for molecular orbital diagram. Okay, let us start the simplest hydrogen molecule energy level diagram. In this simplest hydrogen molecule energy level diagram, we take two hydrogen elements. In these two hydrogen elements, okay, what is hydrogen atomic number? 1. So hydrogen is 1, configuration is 1s1. So in hydrogen molecule, how many hydrogen elements there? 2 hydrogen elements. So each hydrogen element have 1 electron. So we take 1s, here also 1s. Okay, here 2 atomic orbitals, 1s orbital. These 2 atomic orbitals to form 2 molecular orbitals. So sigma 1s, 1 is bonding molecular orbital, sigma star 1s, that is anti-bonding molecular orbital. So 2 electrons entering into bonding molecular orbital. In anti-bonding molecular orbital, there is no electron. So our bond order, what is bond order formula? Nb minus Na by 2. So Nb minus Na by 2, bond order BO equals to Nb minus Nb minus Na by 2. Nb minus Na by 2. So, how many bonding electrons there? In these 2 bonding electrons. So, 2 by 2 minus how many anti-bonding? 0. 0 by 2. So, 2 by 2, 1. Bond order is 1. For hydrogen energy level diagram, our bond order is 1. Okay, that is our consideration. Bond order consideration, it's a simple molecule, hydrogen molecule. Similarly, we draw helium He2 plus He2 minus, He2 plus He2 minus. Okay, in this one He2 plus means we take 2 helium element. Helium atomic number is 2. We take 2 heliums. One is 2, another one is He2 plus. Plus means losing of electrons. In this first helium element, there is 2 electrons. Another helium element, 1 electron. Total 3 electrons. So, 2 electrons entering into bonding molecular orbital, another one entering into anti-bonding molecular orbital. So, He2 plus bond order is half. He2 plus 2, He2 plus bond order is half. Same He2 bond order. In He2 molecule, there is a 2 electrons, 2 electrons entering into sigma 1s, 2 electrons entering into sigma star 1s. So, bond order is 0. Bond order is 0. He2 bond order is 0. Okay, right? This is the molecular orbital theory. Molecular orbital theory explain that postulates and then how to draw the energy level diagram. What is LCAO principle? Okay, energy level order, energy level diagram of hydrogen molecule, helium molecule. Okay, that's enough. This is the molecular orbital theory. Thank you for listening.